So it's been a little while since the last episode, but here I am. I took a break from doing race maps as they got a little old and repetitive, but after nearly an entire year from doing these, I'm back to deliver episode 3 of What Did I Do Differently. It's been a little while since I did one of these, so let me go over exactly what this series is. What Did I Do Differently is pretty self-explanatory. I play a race map, record my first completed attempt, and then proceed to continuously run the map until I get a really good time. Now you may be wondering what is considered a really good time, and I'm glad you asked. The answer is one of two things. If the race map is not on the official diabotical race map leaderboard, then I like to get within 5 seconds of the world record, or the fastest record that I've seen in this instance. If the map is on the leaderboards, then I like to try to get at least top 10 before I start recording. Once I get the run, I then break the run down, explaining the little tricks that I use to lower the time, and even give off some tips when I see fit. Sometimes I'll even use the runs that are world records to break them down, although that won't always be the case. Now that I've explained that, let's take a look at what map we are breaking down. The map I decided to run is known as Fluoride, and for the first time in this series' short history, I've decided to run a community map rather than do one of the stock maps. Why? Well, I wanted to put some time into the newer maps to see what has been introduced since I've been gone. Also, some of the stock maps are kind of boring to run non-stop, so while I will be revisiting some of them, I want to focus on some of the community-made maps. This map was made by Delio's Axis, who has made some great maps in the past, my favorite of his being Shrine. Also, if you're a longtime viewer of mine and you tuned into my old Twitch streams, you may remember him from being a part of one of my more, well, infamous clips. Delios, thanks for the follow, and that literally was PV as well. Thanks, Delios. Regardless, he made yet another great map, and today I'm going to be breaking down my run. My time difference went from an absolutely pitiful 3-minute run to a 33.647 second run. It's still embarrassing to think that I had a run that was that slow, but it's okay, because we'll see what I did differently. Before we get to that, I want to mention that due to how this map is designed, I'll be splitting the map into 2 parts, first half and second half. Why? Well, it'd be easier to explain it that way rather than splitting them into smaller parts. With that being said, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow all of my social media accounts, all linked in the description below. As per usual, I'll be leaving timestamps for each part in the description below. Now, let's see what I did differently. The intro to this map is the most unique I've covered in this series, as this map requires you to know how to do, ramp slides? Regardless, this is something you may kind of recognize from CSGO surfing, or at least that's where I recognize it from. Starting the run off, you'll want to go to either one of the back corners, boost, then jump over the gap. I personally like to start off at the right corner, as it feels more natural to me. Once you land on the other side, you'll want to let go of your jump key, as this is a sliding section. All areas in this map are color-coded. Blue or purple flooring means you can slide on them, and black flooring means you can. And of course, the orangish walls and floors are kill zones. Back to the starting though, you'll want to do a small S shape to ramp up your speed as you approach the ramp. Once you get to the top of the ramp, strafe towards the ramp's top and then press jump once you've reached the top to maintain most of your momentum and make your way into the hallway. Don't worry about strafing here, it's sort of pointless. At the end of the hall, you'll find you're in a new area which has one walkway leading to 2 sets of steps. Both will take you to the same place, so go where you want to. I chose to go to the left. As you make your way to the steps, strafe to gain momentum and then strafe towards either set of stairs and then guide yourself to either side. I usually have 900 to 1000 speed here, as too much speed will overshoot platforms. Or you can just be an absolute Chad, get 1100 speed and full send it to the bottom platform like I did. Do what you want to do though. Going down to the platforms, you'll reach another sliding section. You'll pick up a lot of speed here. Usually I leave this area with 1800 or more speed, so be sure to aim for that much. You'll approach another ramp, so do a slow strafe similar to what I do in the clip. But then start strafing upwards as you're reaching the end of the ceiling to be able to boost yourself into the air to reach the ledge above. Be sure to time this correctly, as I had troubles doing this and would constantly bash my head on the ceiling. If you move fast enough, you'll fly high enough to reach the top, and then you'll be good for the next section. The back half of the run is a rocket section. Before we get to that, there's a technique that is rather important for you to know about. In In diabotical, rockets fired from the rocket launcher move at a speed of 1,000 units per second, and that can be tested in the speed hall in the practice range. The reason I bring this up is because when you are below 1,000 speed, you have to flick your mouse in order to rocket boost, but if you are 1,001 speed or more, you actually can fire a rocket ahead of you and beat it to the location, meaning you don't need to flick your mouse when you're above 1,000 speed. This technique will become very prevalent in this section, so please remember this. Back to the map. You'll pick up a rocket launcher and have two ways of going forward. Option 1 is what I do in my runs, which is strafing out of the room until you reach the corner of the platform, then flick your mouse downwards to rocket jump, then flick your mouse upwards to fire a rocket at this wall for more speed. The other way to do it is actually what the world record holder did, which is to boost, fire a rocket at the circle on the wall, and then just go about how I did it. The second method will give you a lot more speed and is the best method if you want to go for the complete fastest times, but is also a lot harder to pull off. So if you just want to be able to go for pretty fast runs and you don't want to keep resetting, just use my method. For the rest of the explanation of this area, I will be using my method. Once you reach the hall above, you should have roughly 800 to 900 speed, so look down and fire one more rocket. Once you have fired that rocket, you'll want to fire another rocket on the wall to the left. This will boost you into the hall on the right. Going into this hall, you'll have about 1200 speed. In this hall, there is a small stairway on the right wall. You need to aim and to land on the first step, but before you land, fire a rocket as this will catapult you upwards and towards the wall. When you get to the wall, fire a rocket while looking to the left and you'll fly over the ramp with roughly 1600 speed. When you get on this platform on top, fire another rocket to launch yourself towards the end, but right before you exit this hallway, fire one last rocket. The reason you want to fire this last rocket is because once you exit this hallway, you lose your rocket launcher, meaning you won't have the means to rocket boost. But if you fire that last rocket, that'll actually boost you up to about 1800 to 2000 speed. Once you land on one of the strips outside of the hall, focus on staying on the strips, and don't strafe as you'll barely gain any speed, and you'll end up dying and it's just not worth it. At the end of the strip is a sliding ramp that you'll need to go up, similarly to the end of the first half. Strafe the entire way up and launch yourself towards the end, but please note that there are pillars there that will absolutely fuck your day up. Trust me, I know. If you dodge the pillars, you'll reach the end and hopefully shatter your PB. Fluoride has proven to be one of the more fun maps to do a what did I do differently on, and has also proved to be kind of basic to explain. This map is pretty much just strafing and rocket boosts, with the strafing varying based on what flooring you're on. Regardless, it was still a fun and easy map to cover. As I said in the future of my channel video, I'll be uploading these once a month or more frequently if Destiny content becomes a little scarce, and since we've kind of reached that point in the Destiny season, you can probably expect another one of these within the next few weeks. I always have fun when I'm making these videos, so be sure to let me know what map to cover next by commenting down below. You could also comment down what other kind of content you want to see me cover. As I usually do for what did I do differently videos, you can expect to find the timestamps for each part of the video linked in the description below, so go down there if you need to go back to certain parts. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with my content, and be sure to follow me on my social media platforms for even more updates regarding content and to see me tweet and post stupid shit. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you have a great day, and as always, good luck with gaming.